Blasphemy Brews. Come on and grab a cat. We'll go and discuss some obnoxious text. Steve the bi and Cat the woman. The fun'll never end with Blasphemous Brews. Yeah!
And hello, everyone. This is apparently our intro. So how
It's
are
work
we
in
today, people?
progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. We got Pixie, we got Kevin, Spooky, Bugs, we got Brojo. Spooky's got coffee. So,
I have
what
coffee.
are we? Oh, you could be coffee buddies. So, what are we talking about today, Steve?
Oh, God. I wrote it so eloquently in the discussion with you on Discord. Let me pull that up.
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus representation that you and I were able to be exposed to as children, then high school, and finally as adults, and whether we think the more expansive representation that's available to kids today would have helped us in our younger years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was racking my brain thinking about queer representation from when I was a kid. Like, things
Did you get
I
a
was
migraine too?
exposed to. Kind of, yeah. Well, you know what? Like, one of the first things I thought of was
Hold up. Give me a network and I'll guess.
a network. Oh, it was a video game.
Oh shit. Okay, give me a console era and I'll guess.
Original Xbox. Maybe Xbox 360. I don't know. 2006, 2003.
I'm
maybe
gonna
2009.
just take a shot from the hip and assume that one character from Tekken that is transgender? No?
No.
Okay.
Dragon Age Origins.
That's 360 era.
Okay. I don't remember.
Well, sir, I am what
I just
would
remember
call
what's her name.
a major league gamer.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I just thought of Liliana. Right, that's her name.
Is she
She's
the one that's the
canonically
clerical bard?
Yeah. Yeah, she's
Okay.
the bard assassin
I'm pretty sure
cleric.
she's a lesbian, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah. I think she winds up being canonically lesbian in the new Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I could
she's
be mistaken.
in
She's
Origins.
bi in Origins?
Well,
okay.
I think you can romance her as either male or female in Origins.
And Origins was still when they would do the fade to black. You get a kiss and fade to black.
Yeah. But that was the first one I thought of. And then I thought, well, a lot of Christians accuse SpongeBob of being gay when I was a kid.
Because of that one episode where he and Patrick were SpongeBob was acting as the mom and was rocking a persona dress.
Yeah.
And Patrick was rocking the suit and tie.
Yeah.
Oh, SpongeBob, I'm beat. He hit him with a coconut.
Yeah. And that was most of what I could come up with on my own. Like, and the only other thing I could think of which wasn't widely read, was Star Trek New Frontier. There was a poly relationship and a hermaphroditic character.
So, for New Frontier, just because I know you're a Trekkie that would leave me well in the dust, is that the one with not Conan, the space barbarian captain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, space barbarian
the one
captain.
That your favorite Star Trek character.
Yes, because he carries a sword, because fuck you.
Set phasers to stun. And the sword? Use the flat edge? All
yeah.
Right, good enough for me.
Yeah, that's all I can really think of. So.
Okay, so as a child, it didn't help that I did not have access to, cable, satellite, whatever. We had the basic, local stuff. So kids shows was either my grandparents' place or Saturday morning cartoons. So in regards to TV, Powerpuff Girls, him.
Yeah,
I
should
don't know
that.
what
Yeah,
him is, but him is definitely queer. Him is the Q in the Alphabet Mafia.
yes, correct.
Because I, as a kid, I wasn't sure if it was a guy or a girl. Frankly, I didn't care. All I saw was a lobster-handed tutu wearing, 12-inch stiletto hearing goatee villain. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
Of course, shortly after my parents saw him and then saw me drawing a picture of Mojo Jojo blowing up the city and grew concerned at the gross violence I was being exposed to. No more
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls in the home. Let's see, what else? As a child, nada. And honestly, even in high school, just queer representation wasn't a thing in a lot of readily accessible media unless you started doing some real digging.
Yeah, because well, I could think of gay movies and shows like Queer as Folk, great show.
Yeah, but it was really obscure, and unless you knew about it, you wouldn't find it.
Yeah,
Because
that's
Netflix had a gay section pretty much as soon as the streaming service started.
Mhm.
Granted, in high school nobody used it.
Yeah,
We were just using Netflix or anime mostly.
yeah, that is true.
But so yeah, high school nothing really changed. As an adult though, hitting college, suddenly in high school, several local plays, not school related ones, but the stuff that was being done at the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
When I was at the library, I was, just going through stuff that was, 2 or 3 page monologues to do for auditions. And a lot of them were LGBTQ focused.
Yeah.
So again, something you definitely had to dig for, but that's what I was able to find in high school.
And
then as an adult,
yeah.
for me, Dragon Age Inquisition, because that was when I definitely started questioning my, am I just secure in my masculinity and I don't give a shit if I, can compliment a man on his attractiveness or not. But I made a Quarian. Is that what they're called? The horn dudes?
Yeah.
Okay. I made a Quarian sorcerer, and I was flirting with both Cassandra and Dorian ended up winning my heart. It was that fabulous mustache.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the sass. So much wonderful sass.
Yes.
Otherwise, let's see.
Well,
no, until relatively recently, in the last year I've watched Kipo. In the last year not last year, but I watched Voltron relatively recently. Granted, that dropped the ball with its LGBTQ plus representation. It really hasn't been until I've become an adult that, I've been seeing a lot of representation in readily accessible media for kids or adults. Like Good Place. I recently watched that. Loved it. And I mean, they made a few jokes about it, but they were fairly inclusive regarding sexualities. Like, I forget the main character's name for some reason.
I only watched a couple
the girl
episodes.
who plays Anna in Frozen, but I'm 99% sure her character is bi with all the jokes she makes.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those weird things because it's like, looking now, you could find, in video games or movies or TV shows, it's just like back in the day, what you would get queer coded villains all the time.
Oh yeah, Overly Sarcastic Productions did a great video on that. how, for decades, the only LGBTQ plus representation were the villains.
Yeah, my favorite example is Scar from The Lion King. He is gay as fuck.
It's been a little bit, I'll admit that, since I've seen Lion King. I don't
He
remember picking up on that.
He is too sassy to be straight.
I was going to say, he's got sass.
Or the aliens from Lilo and Stitch. The two of them that are like, yeah, right.
Sorry, that just reminds me of a meme I saw. We all know and love the format. I don't know the voice actor's name, but he also plays one of the tallest in Invader Zim.
Yeah.
But, if I had a nickel for every time, insert voice actor's name here, played a very, very, flamboyant gay alien, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's really weird that it happened twice in less than 5 years.
Yeah, it is. And then I also thought of, there's Oscar Wilde, who is, was, imprisoned for the crime of being too fabulous.
Well, so a local, I think he was in the House of Lords, hired private investigators to essentially prove, or at the very least get evidence to present at his trial, because his son was one of Wilde's lovers, and it was definitely, at the very least, not obtained legally, but it may have been, they knew the narrative they wanted to make, and it's Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
Easy enough to fabricate, especially back in the 1890s.
Well,
but yeah, after his 2.5 years in prison, he was not the same.
He originally, the fucking whoever was they brought it to first that he was gay.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Wilde fucking sassed everyone in the room, and they're just like, we can literally kill you. And he's just like, bitch, I do not care. You fucking kill me, pussy. And whoever was in charge of that was just like, I love you. You're hilarious. You can stick around. So then he basically got away with being turbo flamboyant for quite a while before he pissed the wrong people off too many times.
And that's, unfortunately exactly what happened.
And Jesus Christ, picture of Dorian Gray. Oh my God, that should have been more than enough evidence to convict him.
It was used as evidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's talking about a lot of gay loving in that.
Unfortunately, the only Oscar Wilde that I've actually read is The Importance of Being Earnest, which I will always find hilarious.
Yeah. That is a good one.
Bun burying, the funnest pastime ever.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, like, nowadays, like, you've got entire, like, gay networks.
Yeah, you do.
And, like, YouTube channels and shit that are entirely focused on queer stuff, it's really bizarre how much it changed in just a couple of years. And, RuPaul's Drag Race came out when we were in high school.
It did. I can't say I've ever watched an episode, but
I was not a fan of that just because, well, here's the experience being trans. You'll watch a bunch of straight cis people. They'll watch RuPaul's Drag Race and have no problem with calling any of the drag queens she and using their chosen name for that, their drag persona. But then when you want to be called she and have a name, or he and have a different name, or whatever pronouns and name you choose, then it's just like you need to pull up peer-reviewed papers and scientific studies to get the same thing. And it's like, oh my God.
And be published in, 2 LGBTQ plus scientific journals win the Nobel Prize for whatever your field is.
Yeah.
And then some people will make the effort if they aren't in the community.
Which, Drag Race is great for, being representation for, just straight men who cross-dress, straight men who do drag, gay men who cross-dress and do drag, shit like that. Sure, great. It's kind of awful representation. It's because then now people who don't know anything think trans women are just drag queens. So that's never fun.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm trying to think of anything particularly notable I've seen in recent history.
With trans representation?
Well, just any queer representation that isn't hoary gay guy.
Oh, I can name a few.
Well, I know there's some. I just can't think of any, so shoot.
Okay, so last year I watched Kipo on Netflix, and one of the main characters is gay, and it was, in my opinion, handled pretty well. The main character Kipo and him were just kind of hanging out on a hey, friends night out, and she thought she was getting I want to kiss signals, and he just immediately like, whoa, hey, I'm gay, huh? Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Oh no problem. And that was that. A few episodes later, a love interest is introduced for him, and it's just he's gay. It's not a personality. Yeah, no, Kipo is wonderful. If you haven't watched it, you should. But it was handled, in my opinion, really well. It wasn't brought up at all when it wasn't relevant. It was brought up when it was relevant. And it wasn't a key personality trait. It's just like, he likes guys.
Yeah.
And that was all there is to it.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we can have the stories of, where people aren't accepted and it's absolutely shitty and everything. So those are important to tell. But, not every queer person has this tragic backstory,
Right. Or I recently watched all of She-Ra. And, right off the bat, well, not right off the bat, but the show creators have said that Petunia is trans. I didn't see it immediately, but then after they said it, it's like, oh, I can actually kind of, it's not like a Rowling post edit. It's like, oh, okay, she has a little bit of a deeper voice compared to the other princesses, among other things. Two of the side characters were lesbian, and a couple.
Oh,
no big deal
fun.
there. It was literally like they're together. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
The main character and the main villain, off the bat, you can tell there's a little bit of tension. But then towards the end of the series, where alliances shift and they can actually talk and not just say 5 words in passing as they're trying to fight each other, that relationship blossoms and evolves quite organically by their mutual caring for one another. Let's see, what else? One that didn't handle it well was Voltron, because the LGBTQ plus character, the love interest you found out he had in the past was fridged super hard. And then at the end of the series, they just did a hand wavy, and he found the love of his life and got married. Wait, that character? The one that didn't have a single line?
Yeah.
Yes, they had such a deep and emotional bond, of course. Who couldn't see them getting married?
Yeah, that was just the Breakfast Club close. Well, one that pissed me off, we were in high school. Persona 4 came out. And
I thought that came out 2007, but okay.
No, that came out in 2012 or 2011.
I don't know, man.
It was one of the last games made for PS2.
That's why I thought it came out in 2007.
Yeah, it was way after the end of PS2's life, but they were still making games for it years after the PS3 came out.
Okay.
But yeah, so Persona 4, Kanji, very clearly supposed to be a gay dude, right? Like the whole thing when you go into his shadow world, which is his like deepest fears and everything.
Yeah.
It's a fucking gay sauna. It's a bunch of naked dudes. And then he gets a crush on a character he thinks is a boy who was obviously supposed to be a trans guy, but then they like kind of hand waved it. It's like, he was just she was just cross dressing and is a girl now, and it's fine, and he's not gay. And it's like, why'd you have all this build up? Because
Well,
Japan.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Japan is not the most LGBTQ plus friendly
No,
country.
no,
Like, they're not Russia bad, but they're not the best either.
no, they're not. But in Persona 4 Golden, the remake slash one with extra content and shit, Kanji has an earring. It's like a cuff earring on the top of his ears,
Okay.
and they're rainbow.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, it's like now is he gay now? Because Naoto is still a girl now, but like he's with her. So like
Being bi is more acceptable than being gay, as long as it's a straight passing relationship.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes it okay. I don't know. It's fucking weird. You just brought up, badly done queer representation, and that's what I thought of.
Right. Well, and I'll play devil's advocate to myself real fast. The bad representation, not good, but at least it kind of got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
like Legend of Korra. I still, to this day, have not seen the 4th season. I own it, still haven't seen it. I don't know why. But I know how it ends.
Yep.
And I mean, there was always a little bit of a tension between Korra and Asami. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it. Korra and Asami end up together at the end.
Yeah, which
so
is sudden.
And it's not really, from what I understand, in the 4th season, it isn't even built up. It's just they have a hug and kiss at the end of the 4th season after not seeing each other much, if at all, over the entire 4th season.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 5 years, and we're getting very good. Oh, another good one, at least from what I understand. I haven't seen it. Steven Universe.
Yeah. Steven Universe was pretty good about it. I mean, near the end, it got very queer baiting, pandery a bit. It was just, I don't know if it was. There was a whole thing. I watched a fucking 5.5 hour deep dive on what happened to Steven Universe. There was shit with the creators and money, and there was a whole fucking thing where things changed, and I don't know, it just got a little bit too much where it's like, okay, not every character has to be queer. Okay, like you're overloading me now.
Understand, gender identity and gender fluidity are a very, I'm not sure if key focus, but it's definitely a message, right?
Yeah, but whatever the fuck you just did with your microphone, do not do that again. Rip headphone users.
What did I do?
I don't know. I just heard.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right, maybe I'm hallucinating.
I'll hide behind the pop filter a little more.
But yeah, no, that was definitely a big part of it, and like, I don't know. What I watched of Steven Universe, I really liked, and then, like I said, some of it was just like a bit much for me, and I was just like, it's fine.
Gotcha.
I'm not the target audience for this particular type of content were the direction headed, though. So, fair enough. Maybe I just don't get it.
And
yes,
one thing I find kind of annoying is like LGBTQ plus representation has been expanding in stuff geared more towards adults lately in the last half decade or so. But so much of it is still stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like almost every Netflix show that has a gay character, that gay character is the yes, sports ball. Go team go. Go team go. Look at me in my little vest and I'm probably a minority.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with any of those aspects, but it's playing up a stereotype.
Yeah.
It's playing up a stereotype that cis, heterosexual white men will not find threatening because they don't perceive themselves at all in that character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
And
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, and lesbians are still fetishized by plenty of shows. Like, I'll use Game of Thrones as an example. The only gay couple I can recall from all 8 seasons is the Knight of Flowers and the youngest Baratheon brother. And that romance has ended halfway through season 2 because reasons. And then, oh god, I was so fucking livid at Game of Thrones when this happened. Because I'm 90% sure the books are not at this point. But then, during Loras Tyrell's trial, where he pretty much repented and, like, swore on the Bible, more or less, that he would give up being gay and, like, and it wasn't just him going through the motions. Like, he literally carved the symbol of the Church of the Seven into his flesh. It's like, you don't have a lot of gay characters in this show.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you doing this? Like, I would rather have Loras, if he said it, just be going through the motions, or have him stick to his convictions and say, you can kill me, but I'm going to die as the person I really am. Because they were going to kill everyone in the room anyway. Spoilers. Sorry. If you're going to watch Game of Thrones, just stop after season 4, season 5 at the latest. But they literally killed everybody in the room 5 minutes later. So they could have done that. They could have had Loras stick to his convictions, stick to who he was.
Yeah.
And oh god, I was so fucking pissed at that. And I'm even more so now that I've accepted who I am.
Yeah.
Yes, but sorry. That just proves my point, because how many times in Game of Thrones do you see, women on women, or 2 women with a guy? More times than you can count. Several times over each season, usually, until they tone down the sex. But Loras and that one Baratheon guy are the only gay couple that get any sort of screen time together.
Yeah.
And that's HBO. That's the one that's supposed to be, breaking boundaries.
Yeah. Well, gay men and trans women are intimidating because penis? Not counting the fact that trans men can also be gay or bi, or that there's non-binary
Gender
people.
identity are not the same thing as... Wow. The English major in me died a little when I said that. Gender identity is not the same thing as sexual orientation.
Correct. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Because I know not having great representation, I didn't know what the fuck. I knew I was trans, but I didn't know what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a word for it. I didn't know what the fuck that really was.
Yeah.
For the longest time. Like, it... I don't know, it's... And, people are wondering, why there's more queer people nowadays. They think it's some kind of fad. It's like, no, I think it's just because...
It's It's kind of that same statistic people like to pull out of their ass of like, oh, over 50% of marriages end in divorce. No, I think it's like a third nowadays. But once divorce was a federally guaranteed thing to be able to pursue and it was easier to access, there was a huge spike in divorces for several years because women that were trapped in abusive relationships now had a way to get out legally.
Yeah.
So yes, there was a spike.
Yeah.
Yes, there are still more divorces that occur than used to because it's easier for people to get out of marriages that are either A, no longer good for them, or B, no longer safe for them. Yes,
Yeah.
hello, Cleo.
Cleosophus.
Yes, Cleosophus. One moment. Say hello to the internet, Cleosophus.
Oh, it's Cleo.
No, I'm not photogenic. Yes, but you're very pretty.
She's a good dog.
Oh, she's a princess, and she knows it.
Yes. Yes, she is. She's fast.
Stupidly.
Yeah. Legs for fucking days on that one.
Oh, Sassy, you are absolutely right.
Yeah. That is very accurate. Well,
where was I before Cleo distracted me?
It's one of those statistics pulled out of people's asses, like 50% of marriages end in divorce. Like, yeah. But yeah, it's like, yeah, obviously there's more queer people because more people know, and there's more acceptance and awareness. And
right. Like,
I think
people feel, not necessarily everywhere, unfortunately, but because of how much media there is now with representation and organizations and communities that people can talk to about this,
even
if the people in their immediate family or their immediate area may not be supportive, they know there are resources and they know there are people out there who will accept them for who they are.
Yeah.
And that's all the difference. Like, I remember a conversation with a mutual friend of ours. I will call them L because they no longer go by the name that we knew them by in high school.
Yeah.
I believe you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay. So we were... Exactly. That's what I was saying, Sassy. Perhaps I was saying it poorly. It's not that there are more people out there who are in the alphabet mafia, as my wife likes to call us. It's just that, people now feel they can, be who they are. But, sorry, L. They and I were on a field trip, various college campuses. It was senior year that happened. And they were one of the handful of people I knew that was involved with the LGBTQ plus community.
Yep.
And they and I were not the best of friends, but we were friendly acquaintances would be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I was talking with them and, explaining like, I've never kissed a dude, so I'm not sure I could say I'm bisexual, bi-curious. I mean, I would kiss a dude if, they were good looking and the opportunity presented itself, and sure, why not? Yada yada. And they explained like, well, maybe you're pansexual, and it's like, the fuck is pansexual? I don't want to get it on with, cooking ware.
Yeah.
And then I think they said like, oh no, it's like you're attracted based on personality, not just looks. And it's like, by the current definition of pansexuality, that is not right. And I'm sure they would say as much as well now, that is not the definition of pansexuality. But like, even people who were involved with the community back then, and they're even more involved with it now. Like L is gender fluid, and I don't know their sexual preferences. That's their business. But
yeah,
you are search sexual.
That's a pan.
Oh,
with an egg in it.
I get Alice. First of all, I love that Chandra Noir is your avatar. Second of all,
What?
I saw the search icon if I'm in the Windows bar on my computer. I'm sorry.
Why
But
is that
yes,
yelling at me? Yeah, I can get you that at some point. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to. Someone. Well, I guess I don't even need to ask now. Yeah, I'll get you that at the end of the show, I guess. Thank you.
Pat, do you want to say the line?
Which line?
Oh, the GIF I sent you.
Oh, money, please. Money, bitch. Germania. Hey, if you're around, we're probably going to open this up in a bit if you want to pop in.
Yeah.
Same thing to you, Midnight. Yeah, will do. Oh, yeah. Fucking L. A lot of people thought we were dating in high school when
You
they
and L?
weren't with an L.
After the show, I'm gonna have to confirm that you and I are talking about the same person because I never once heard that.
Short one?
I mean that. Okay, Kat, that's like asking me
Okay.
if some. That's a bad question to ask me.
Fun sized?
I'll smile and say yes.
They
Everyone's fun size compared to me back in high school.
well, there was a few people that thought that because we used to hang around a lot. And it's like, no. They did my fucking math homework for 2 years. Because I am lazy and bad.
Well, my first interaction with L was I was in a relationship with a friend and distant relation of theirs, and they pretty much said, break their heart, and I'm going to sick the gay mafia on you. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. They're good people. I don't know.
To circle back on
Go ahead.
topic a little bit,
Yeah.
a movie that I really enjoyed its representation?
What?
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Because in the first movie, Megasonic Teenage Warhead, I mean, I think everybody assumed she was queer just because she kind of fit a few stereotypes with how she presented herself. But
Yeah.
she's in a relationship with Kiko. That was her name, right? The electrical
Yeah.
whip, purple hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, I thought it was Kiko, but I wasn't sure. And it's just like, oh, well, fuck you, you homophobic. No, I just can't believe someone actually would be in a relationship with someone as, black-hearted as you. Good for you, Kiko and Megasonic.
Yeah.
And then, like, in the comics, I think Deadpool has canonically been pansexual for a few years. But in the movie, it is just straight up, oh, Colossus and Deadpool, let this happen. If not this movie, the next one.
Yeah.
Like, I will, it's a trope, but it would also fit being the movie. I would accept Deadpool and Colossus just waking up after a drunken bender and Colossus being, wait, what happened? Oh, you don't remember Sugar Bear? Let me remind you. No, we were tired. My bed was closer. and nothing could have happened. But it would also be so in character for Deadpool to fuck with him and just, plant the seeds of that happening.
Yeah.
I have such a rant. I would have been totally fine if Vanessa had stayed dead to be that film series version of Deadpool and Death being in love with each other. But
Yeah.
But yes, I thought that was nothing. Again, two girls, much easier to get in than two guys because two girls will get men in seats.
Yep. Which it's like, queer people like superhero movies too. Like, gay guys like superhero movies.
Yep.
I mean, have you seen Chris Hemsworth? I mean,
so when I told my online D&D group that I was bi, I told them I think about half a year after I told my wife. I think all of them were like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that was a secret." I'm like, guys, I was struggling with this for years. One of your first questions to us, because we decided to, fuck, marry, kill, was Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, or Chris Pratt. Doesn't leave a lot to guess. Also, Kat, as long as we're doing that, fuck, marry, kill, Pratt, Evans, or Hemsworth.
Ooh.
Don't think I've ever asked you. There is a right answer for kill.
Kill Pratt.
That is the correct answer.
I guess fuck Evans and marry Hemsworth.
I think I went the other way around, but it's honestly, that one is hard.
That's a hard one. Yeah. Because that one is pretty difficult. It's just like, I don't know, why can't we get, like, okay, I want a movie like Mad Max Fury Road, right?
Okay.
With, where Charlize Theron was, badass older woman. I want that, but trans. I want badass trans woman. Like, I don't want, like, No. We do not want, like, sweet, nice, super feminine trans women. No, we want big, beefy, scary, mommy dom trans women in this movie. Damn it. This is queer representation.
Well, I was going to say queer representation are characters that that's their sexuality, not their personality. That is their sexuality and or gender identity.
Yeah. It's just...
And that's why I think it's becoming... yes, more beefy women. Yes, death by snoo is A-okay.
Yeah, exactly. More beefy women. Snoo.
Oh, the spirit is willing, but the body is weak and sore and tender. Could we just snuggle?
The Renegade.
Listen, we don't want representation just for us, but for our children and our children's children. And that's why I'm starting a children's brigade.
Ooh, let's see. I heard the new Batwoman movie will have a trans woman playing the part. Fun.
I didn't even know there was a Batwoman movie coming out.
I didn't either. I think Germania's just making up shit. Like always, the coward. Stop attacking my family, Germania. You're talking wicked ass.
I know it isn't, but looking at Germania's avatar, I'm seeing Garfield.
Garfield Mania. Well, I now have a name to use when I go in his next stream.
Yeah, no, Sassy, highlight that comment. I saw that and I fucking loved it.
Here,
I heard about how I mean, unless you want to give me those, right? Yeah. Yeah, the artist had to fight tooth and nail for Louisa to be portrayed as, an actual, like, bodybuilder type body that's fitting for someone super strong. Yeah. And, they made a shit ton of merchandise for Esmeralda, but nothing for Louisa.
Isabella.
And now they can't... What's that?
Isabella.
Is it Isabella? Oh. She was my least favorite. She was my least favorite grandkid, so I don't care. But everybody loves Louisa, from ages 8 to 80. In the entire Lego playing range, people love Louisa. Yeah. And you're the first person that I have said this to that's corrected me on the name. That's how people care about Isabella.
Yeah. No, I could be wrong too, because I didn't fucking care. She was a dumb character, and her arc was so rushed, and it didn't mean anything because it just boom done. Whereas Louisa, by the way, you want to know what they did even better? They didn't just make her strong and beefy. They also did that while keeping her feminine.
Yeah, I'm seeing that comment from Bugs. Yeah, if you want to highlight that one, is
Yeah,
there a way you can
here.
just give me those rights?
Not right now at the moment. I don't know if I can. I'll have to figure that out
we might
later.
have to pay. We might have to pay for that.
Yeah,
For two people to have access in a room.
you'd have to be on my account on your device. I
Which
can
would be
set
tricky
something
since
like
you're
that
on
up
your
later.
account on your device.
Well, no, you can stream from two different devices on the same account if you pay for the thing. I'll figure it out later. No, don't worry about it.
Well, a bridge will cross at a later time. Yeah, so I think it's safe to say, and I've been saying this a lot lately, I hate, despise, loathe Disney as a company. But the creative teams have been knocking it out of the park lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Encanto. That was a big fan of that.
I also recently watched Luca, and I'm seeing a lot of buzz about the two main characters, or maybe just Luca himself being bi, and it's like these kids are in elementary. I'm not going to, assume their sexuality, but I do appreciate that it just shows a tender, loving, caring relationship between two guys, that it's cool for boys to be emotionally vulnerable.
Which also should be straight guys,
Yeah, and that's just it.
Open.
Like, regardless of the sexuality, like some people were pissed they didn't end up as a couple. It's like it wasn't a romantic movie. It wasn't. These are kids. It's a whimsical summer adventure. Whether the three of them end up as a throuple, 10, 15 years down the line, whether one of them ends up ace and the other two end up in their own separate relationships, it doesn't matter. It's just three misfits. Spooky, we were supposed to keep that secret. We talked about this. Ignore that message. You will wipe this from your memory. No, Kat, look at the screen. Look at the screen. There was no message from Spooky.
Yeah, well, you know what? I do 95% of the work.
You'll want to go home and rethink your life.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also,
Steve can take over my channel.
Luca and representation.
Yeah.
I really liked that Massimo? Dad.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I really liked that his arm, it was just, I've always had this. no story. I just have always had this. And he, yeah. It's, I don't want to say, like, I don't know what the right term is. Handicapable, handicapped representation. It was just like someone who was born with a physical difference than everyone else. And it's just like, yeah, that's just how I am. It doesn't bother me, and I function just fine. You know, these idiots need two arms to keep up with me.
Yeah, I like that too. And I don't know, I'm also have been in favor of, I don't know, I am kind of always a bit annoyed when people are, oh, look, in Disney movies, we have strong female leads now. And, brown ones too. And it's like, what about Kita? Atlantis.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. It's like, I know this name and it's going to bug me. Disney's most grossly underrated animated film in that decade. And Disney, I'm sure your lawyers aren't listening to this. I'm sure your creative team isn't listening to this stream or broadcast later. If you're going to make a fucking live action movie, make a fucking live action Atlantis. Do it. Make it happen. Okay?
well, part of the charm of that is, all right, the main guy, right? He's a scrawny, weird, nerdy,
I wouldn't say useless. He's very smart, but
no,
physically, he's useless physically. He was
Yeah.
decent at swimming.
yeah, and Kita's whole thing is like, she's badass, she's smart, and she's just like, and she just like looks at this like fucking goofy nerdy boy, and she's just like, I like you, you're mine now. Let us go to war.
Time out. Wait, Neil Patrick Harris was in that movie?
Wait, oh no, I think he's talking about the Matrix in the side chat.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, I'm not intimately familiar with the cast of Atlantis: The Lost Empire, but I do not remember Neil Patrick Harris being on the credits.
Yeah, although he's pretty gay.
The way that I've heard it put, Neil Patrick Harris is, because he played Barney Stinson, the straightest, most flamboyant, the most flamboyant gay man who appears straight, and then fuck, not Hugh Hefner, Hugh Jackman is the gayest, like macho, well, not macho, but the gayest, tough guy straight man ever.
Yeah.
And then there's that beautiful Tony opening ceremony with the two of them, and it's wonderful. It makes my heart sing.
I love Hugh Jackman because like he really does have a great range of being able to do like really good musicals, and then also Wolverine.
Well, I stand by this. The reason I think I like British actors, rule of thumb, better than most American actors. In the UK, you don't just get a pretty face and then end up on screen. It's like, oh, you want to be an actor? Cool. You start out local, doing theatrical productions. Then you get to national theater productions. Then you might start getting on the BBC. Then eventually, you might make it international. But you'll probably make it international through the BBC first. Like Idris Elba. Well, like we were talking about the Suicide Squad last week. Idris Elba got his start in Shakespearean theater, and then the BBC as Luther.
Nice.
Yeah. Everybody's heartthrob from our high school days, David Tennant, got his start in Shakespearean theater and then became the Doctor.
Okay, but look, what's his name?
So much better as a villain than the Doctor, though.
Eccleston 9. He's the best Doctor. Yeah, Eccleston. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything with Capaldi, and I don't even know the name of the current Doctor, whoever she is.
Yeah.
But between the three that you and I know, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, I like Smith the best. But I think Eccleston gets a much worse rep than he deserves.
Well, see, the thing is, Eccleston is the one. He's the same Doctor from like the Time War.
No, that was
or he's the one just after, right?
That was Jonathan Hurt. That was the Time War Doctor.
Yeah. Eccleston's the one with fucking PTSD and fucking, every time he closes his eyes, he sees the fucking atrocities he's committed.
Well, so when I initially got into Doctor Who back in college, a bunch of people are telling me, just skip the first season. You won't miss much. Eccleston's a very angry, mean doctor, yada, yada. And I watched, it's like, this is a man that's been scarred by the stuff he's witnessed and the stuff he's committed, and he's just trying to make amends for the guilt he feels. You want to see a dark and twisty Doctor? Tennant commits genocide a few times.
Yeah, that's true.
And then something else I recently saw and was reminded about, Smith fucking blew up thousands and thousands of Cybermen just to deliver a message. Yeah. He could have literally sent a space and time email, but no. Let's send Rory in a fucking Centurion outfit for the lulz just to deliver a message, and when they threaten him, blow up half the Armada.
Well, when Tennant Tenet Doctor loses his arm, and he regenerates the arm, and he says,
Yeah.
like, this is my fighting hand. Matt Smith. He's the one who's
Well,
just
and
straight up like,
that was Tenet.
well, yeah, but it's like, and then Matt Smith is the one who's gonna be like, yep, I'll just do this shit to make a message. Tenant's just like, yeah, I'll fucking genocide. I don't give a shit. Peacemaker series.
Yeah. Remember I told you Cena got his own TV show?
Yeah. Also, can we talk about John Barrowman, Captain Jack Harkness?
Oh God, the man, the myth, the legend.
Torchwood was so gay.
Oh God, Harkness, Captain Jack. Is it alive? Is it consenting? Alrighty then.
Yeah. I like the
Fucking
episode where he goes back to like World War II or whatever, and he gets to dance at the ball with his, boyfriend or whatever.
hmm
That was cute. Very gay indeed.
I've only seen bits of Torchwood. I've never actually watched the series, you know, sitting down or consecutively. My wife is the Whovian in our relationship.
Yeah. Oh, if you want, it's been about an hour. I can open it up.
Oh yeah, no, we can totally open it up. I'm just gonna preemptively stop my camera though to try and
Yeah.
save my poor internet.
Yeah.
Um, and I suppose worst case scenario, I will hop off and then get on my phone.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I
circling back
was.
to the main topic, you know how I
Yeah.
mentioned Deadpool canonically pansexual for a while.
Yep.
DC's been doing a pretty good job as well with the representation lately. Like I'm pretty sure New 52 Batgirl
Yeah.
was in a same-sex relationship off the bat.
Ooh,
Uh,
fun.
and this is the Robin number 3 because okay, you have Dick Grayson, you have why am I drawing a blank on my Robin names?
I don't know. I don't know any of them, so.
1 second. Okay, yeah. So there's Dick Grayson who became Nightwing. There's Jason Todd who became Edgelord Red Hood.
Yeah.
Tim Drake. Okay. Tim Drake is canonically bisexual. I think that happened a few months back. I'm not sure how. Yeah, Ape. I'm trying to adjust best that I can to the shit internet. Yeah, I'm not sure how DC handled it. Like if it was something that was just it's happening now and oh yeah, it's always been that way. Just never mind our never acknowledging it before.
Well, they can't do a worse job than fucking J.K. Rowling, so.
Oh, but one that has been I'm not sure if the entire time, like all the way back to his original comics, Hellbringer, I think they were called. But
Hellraiser?
thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Constantine. Like I'm pretty sure he's always been bi.
I don't know. Probably. I mean,
Okay.
the writer's gay. The guy who wrote Hellraiser's gay.
No, not Hellraiser.
Oh,
The Hellraiser's that Pinhead horror series.
yeah.
1 second. I'm a geek, but I'm a filthy casual when it comes to comics.
Man, I don't know about DC stuff that much. Well, since you're looking things up, random, but I just came across a headline about Dr. Ben Carson slamming President Biden. I could have sworn
Why
he
am I not
died a few
surprised?
years back. Who, Biden
Hellblazer.
or Carson? Who died, Carson or Biden? I think they both died a few years back. Oh, Hellbound Heart, according to the Trusty 8 podcast. Check out.
According to Wikipedia, and I mean, technically this isn't cited, but Hellblazer
Oh,
is the name of the comics.
sure. Also, check out the Trusty 8 podcast. I was on there today. It was good fun. Good show. He does fun shit. And yeah.
I will look it up.
I mean, I think pretty much everyone in the chat knows who he is, so I guess that was just to you, but yeah, well, Gary, your life is a lie, so
Listen, I didn't take the last two presidential elections have been, how do I put this delicately, a shit show, I think is an applicable term.
yeah.
I had never heard of Dr. Ben Carson before 2016, 2015 technically, I suppose. When I read that he had done a thesis paper about how the Great Pyramids were actually built by Joseph to store grain.
Yeah.
Citing Genesis citing Genesis several times in that paper. It's like, I'm sure you're intelligent in some aspects, but I'm really hoping you don't get too far along.
Yeah.
Like there was, back when College Humor was a thing, back when College Humor sometimes made funny shit, they did a parody of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, of You're a Mean One, Donald Trump. And if I had to choose between you and whatever, it's like, if I had to choose between you and Dr. Ben Carson, I would choose, guy, seriously? You want me to choose? That's terrible. Like, can we just take both of them off of the options? We're fucked either way if either win.
Yeah, that is accurate.
Yep.
Ben Carson's he's a nut. He could have been our first black president, technically. Or our second, which is horrifying to me.
Did he run in 2008 or something?
I think he did something. Was he in the Republican nonsense? I don't know.
He ran as a Republican in 2015.
I'm just saying, man, in a different timeline, we could have gotten Ben Carson instead of Obama. And that's horrifying to me. Or Reverend Al Sharpton. Thank you, Spooky. Oh yeah, he ran in 2012. I thought he did. Well, I distinctly remember
ran in 2016.
I distinctly remember watching him on the Colbert Report. So when Stephen Colbert was, still doing the Colbert Report, so it was a while ago, I know that.
Speaking of Colbert, he recently did what I found at least absolutely hilarious video of, he got Elijah Wood, Sean Austin, the two guys who played Merry and Pippin, in to do essentially a rap celebrating the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring turning 20. Orlando Bloom, Andy Serkis showed up playing the flute. Someone did a whole verse in is it Sindarin? Is the Elvish language?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Sindarin?
Something like that.
Someone did a whole verse in Sindarin. It's just like, yes, Colbert, you're doing us nerds proud.
Yeah. Well, I think Colbert's hilarious. He is really bad at what he's like. the mainstream late night host, right? Because he can't do the fucking character of Stephen Colbert anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he's super limited on what he can do. So when he's doing the late night shit, because he's got to be, somewhat PC and whatnot, because he's not on fucking Comedy Central. So I've noticed a lot of his jokes have just like devolved into Trump's a Cheeto. Yes,
I
but like,
remember in 2016 he dressed up as the host of the Hunger Games and
yeah,
had this whole Hungry for Power segment, and it was hilarious.
yeah, he does funny things. But then a lot of the things he does are just like, okay, I've heard this joke 45 times this week.
Yeah.
Stop it. You're better than this.
When I
It's
say
like,
this, I will admit I have not followed him as closely as I used to. Like I used to watch Conan, the TBS Conan, like nightly for a year straight.
yeah.
But like at least with what I've listened to in his podcast that he started about a year and a half back, maybe 2 years back, the dude's fucking funny. Like he does
Oh,
really good. Like he
Conan's
doesn't need a
hilarious.
script. Yeah.
No.
Also, physical comedy. Just
Yeah. His hair. He just
I say
flips it
physical
around.
comedy, you say his hair. Tell us how
Yeah.
you really feel.
He just flips his hair around like that. It's the funniest fucking thing. Okay, Trevor Noah. I think Trevor Noah's fucking hilarious. I do not like his show.
I had never heard of him until like I started seeing clips of his show with the 2016 election.
Yeah.
And I will freely admit I have not really checked out any of his stuff aside from seeing clips show up occasionally, like on my YouTube feed or something.
His stand-up is pretty fucking funny. But then when he does the show, he's just like John Oliver, but like somehow less funny. And it's like, Jon Stewart's great. Trevor's fat shaming. Did not know that.
Fun.
I don't know. Conan is hilarious. And Craig Ferguson. You know, the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson on what was it, ABC or CBS? I don't know, whatever one's not NBC. He is funny as fuck.
I have to check this, but if it happened, I kind of want to check this out. I think HBO did a like late night show, but with Elmo as the host, and that would either be hilarious or stupid. If this isn't some fever dream I'm half remembering.
Well, I mean, Beavis and Butthead's hilarious and stupid.
That's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't know. I've never seen it. I just know some memes. Oh, I'm going to circle back to a topic you and I were discussing a little bit last week. Kind of related to Suicide Squad again. So you and I were talking about how James Gunn let that man make a D&D movie, right?
Yeah.
So something I saw online regarding a meme, but it's like, oh my god, this could work. So you take the Muppets, you have them be playing D&D. Then you get some A-list actors, you know, your Idris Elbas, your Dave Bautistas, your Charlize Therons, whatever. People you expect to see in like a big action-y movie to play their characters. And, you know, you switch from table view with the Muppets to in-game view with these actors. But you never hear the real actors' voices. The lip syncing will match up, but it will always be the Muppets' voices. And we let James Gunn be the director.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah. Like let's have Terry Crews be voiced by Miss Piggy.
Ooh. Yes. 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 Oh God. Oh God.
Let's have Tom Holland just be kind of like that squirrely bard voiced by Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure, follow your dreams. Join in or don't. Someone was complaining about how there was no link earlier. Now that there's the link out, they don't want to come in midnight. Yeah, no, I would definitely watch that movie. Like a sexy tiefling cleric, but like voiced by animal.
Oh no! Animal has to be the really suave, like the skill monkey that just
yeah.
Like, all right, we need to sneak in. 20.
Wait. Then
Animal, we need you to persuade them to, send their armies to help. Yes, yes, I will open the gates. I will call forth my knights. What'd you tell them?
Then can we have the Swedish chef be the sexy tiefling cleric, and then the two old hecklers?
Oh. Okay, so either the chef or the hecklers need to be half the NPCs are them.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Because, Kat, you can agree, as a DM, it's good to be able to pull out voices, but you have a voice. You have a voice or two that is like, fuck!
Yeah.
Why are you talking to them? Yeah, of course. You old scallywags. Wait, isn't that the voice of the innkeeper? Shut up! Shut up! I can't pull voices out of my ass on demand always.
Yeah. They grew up in the same village. Shut up. Taika Waititi.
Oh, Gur, I see that you're a man of culture as well. Honestly, I would want Olin in charge of it.
Fair enough.
Now I'm sad.
Wait. Swedish chef being sexy tiefling cleric, but both of the hecklers being co-DMs and doing all the voices.
Wait. Who's co-DMs?
The hecklers, both of them.
I'm not sure who I'd want DMing. I mean, it would make sense for Kermit to be DM.
Yeah, that's true. Or Jack Black as himself DMing.
Which, again, would also make sense, because while I've not seen any of the new Muppet movie, I've never seen any Muppet movie aside from Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah.
But I have seen the bit where they kidnap Jack Black, put him on stage.
Yeah. Alternately, Weird Al as himself DMing.
Well, and also, like, all those weird Muppets could just show up at strange times, sort of like Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. Like, I remember Mr. Torque. Like, he wanted to play in the game, but he showed up super late, and then he just showed up as a guy in the stockade to give quests.
I don't know.
Oh,
apparently...
see, I thought you made the whole Final Space comment because you saw my avatar.
Wow. I Don't know what any of that is. So good job, you're friends now or something. Now kiss.
Oh, you have seen the show, Cat.
No, I haven't actually.
All right, Gur. Clasp of friends. Okay, so thing about the second season of Final Space, because that's when the network changed from TBS to Adult Swim. The executives really wanted to push the Rick and Morty style humor. So there was a lot of forced jokes that Olin, like, if they feel really forced, Olin did his damnedest to tone it down. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, the whole pissing on the ship for ownership. But yeah, there's more than a few jokes in the first half of season 2 that overstay their welcome. Or just fall really flat. But that's because he didn't have as much creative control. Season 3, he pretty much got sole creative control back. But unfortunately, the show was canceled because there was yet another company merger. The show managed to survive one, but a second was too much. Also, I think Adult Swim's overall quality content is just completely tanked in the last couple years.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what's overall quality is tanked? Star Trek.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a very vague question that many answers would apply. You are the Trekkie in this streaming relationship of ours. Do please go on.
Okay. Star Trek Discovery. Why the fuck's there a main character? There's not supposed to be one main character. It's a soap opera in space. There's like fucking 18 main characters, and the show's about their interactions together. You know, like, you'll have an episode about, fucking Beverly Crusher one week, and then about fucking Geordie LaForge the next. Or, whatever fucking version you watch. And
you can have an episode where a member of the bridge crew just doesn't show up. Or an episode that focuses on a B-list character, like Lieutenant Broccoli.
Barclay, yeah.
I said broccoli.
Yeah. But,
we don't mention his name, Gur.
But, fucking Star Trek Discovery, there's like 2 main characters, basically. And a couple of side characters. Yeah, the captain and her first officer, which is fine. They changed the Klingons again, which is like, well, man, it was funny the one time when it happened. Why are you doing it again? We don't like this. Okay, don't. And a lot of people who weren't in the older Star Trek don't care. They like Star Trek Discovery, which is fine. Whatever. Then Picard comes out. They made Picard a fucking pussy, and 7 of 9 a goddamn palliative care nurse. Like, Picard, the man who started a bar fight that wound up with him getting fucking stabbed in the heart. The man who was so fucking hot-headed, like, he was a fucking jock, he was a Chad, he was a drunken asshole. Like, he was so fucking hot-headed, they wound up putting him into the fucking Star Trek equivalent of fucking Black Ops because he was such a fucking badass. Like,
and they brought him back into that when in his 60s. Or, well, I guess Patrick Stewart was in his 40s, but...
Yeah, and then he went on to become a captain, and, the whole reason he's so, like, cool, calm, and collected, yeah, because he's seen all of the shit. Like, he saw, like, fucking combat, not, like, shooting phasers on stun, like, real fucking shit in real fucking wars, not just on the bridge of a ship. He's a fucking hardcore motherfucker. He wins fist fights while old. It wouldn't surprise me if he was
part of Section 15 or 14, whatever.
31?
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
That's actually how Space Conan. He recruited him because they basically needed him to do a mission later on in life while he was the captain of the Enterprise. And that's how he found Mackenzie Calhoun. Yeah. Like, fucking, Picard is an absolute badass, right? And to be fair, half the reason he looks calm is because he's always next to Riker, who's just like out of his mind. He's surrounded by like Riker and Worf, so. But it's like
so. Riker is always running on a line of Cardassian marching powder.
Yes. And Picard, he tore the Borg Queen's spine out with his bare hands.
I thought Data did that.
No. Picard did that. Like, yeah, she was in a fucking vet. Data broke the acid shit in the bottom of the pit that killed all living flesh. And then Picard knocked her down into it. And then they cleared the acidy smoke, and then he just fucking yoinked her fucking spine out and snapped it in half.
As you do.
All right, see you later. But
see you later, girl. Take care.
Now, in Picard, he's just old and has space dementia. And it's like, this wasn't canon in the books. Like, you know, this wasn't the original Gene Roddenberry approved anything. What the hell, man? And then 7 of 9, the Borg, the badass Borg bitch who can fucking square off with a Klingon twice her size and is just as strong. She's a palliative care nurse now? I watched some of it and I was just like, man. Yeah. I love 7 of 9. Also, Jerry Ryan. She just keeps on getting hotter the older she gets.
Speaking of Star Trek, now I have not seen any of DS9, but maybe from you, maybe through internet grapevine, I heard there was an episode where a Bajoran woman and a Cardassian woman, or maybe this, I'm not sure if they're the same species or not. Long story short, they used to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or they were, and then by the conclusion of the show, a conflict had started so that they no longer could continue their relationship. And
yes,
the show ended with them. I'm not sure if they kissed or just ended in a tender embrace. But
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like nothing super sexual. Like it was a bittersweet, we are parting as we still love each other, but you know, we can no longer see each other.
Yeah.
And Paramount got so much hate mail and hate calls about that.
Yeah.
Like I remember reading in an interview, like someone saying, like they remember this conversation on the phone, and saying like, my kids and I watch Star Trek. They don't need to see that shit. Well, what would you rather have had us do? Would you rather us had them shoot each other? Yeah. So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you right. You would rather us have your kids see these violently murder each other on air instead of acknowledging that they have a history of loving and caring for each other. Yeah. Okay. Noted. Thank you for your critique.
Well, I mean, DS9, the whole everything behind that story.
Well, which again, I'm blind. All I know about DS9 is wormhole to Beta Quadrant or something Quadrant. Cardassians are sneaky fucks.
It's the whole the story of it in general is brutal. Like, it's about genocide, and you know the Federation trying to restore peace, protect the genocided area, not step on too many toes with the Cardassians or the Klingons or the Romulans, the fucking crazies coming from the Beta Quadrant or Gamma Quadrant, I think, because the Beta Quadrant's closer by. That's besides the point.
Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Delta.
Something like that, yeah.
No, Charlie. Yeah, it is Gamma. Gamma is the one they use
It
instead
is
of
Gamma.
Charlie for some reason.
Yeah. But like it's fucking brutal and bloody, and like, there's ex-Federation people, working as freedom fighters and stuff. The Maquis, which are some of the people who wind up on Voyager. Quark! It's, and the space station they're on was, the hallmark of an oppressive regime, too.
Because it was a Cardassian station, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, now there's like schools and Bajorans, and, they can have their places of worship and whatnot. And, it gets taken back by the Cardassians more than once. Like, it's brutal. It's a great show, though. I mean,
yeah.
Captain Sisko knocks Q unconscious, so.
Wow.
Q puts them in a boxing ring and forces them to fight. And the rest of the Continuum decided to take Q's powers away right then. So Sisko fucking cold clocks him.
Don't tell Picard, he will get jealous.
Yeah. To be fair, Benjamin Sisko is some fucking space god alien. Spoiler alerts for a show that ended in like 2001. Yeah, Sisko's pretty good looking.
And two of my favorite characters from Next Generation are regulars in there.
Worf Orion?
Yeah.
I love O'Brien in Deep Space Nine. He is the best.
He goes from being sassy, observant transporter engineer to... Because he was transporter engineer on the Enterprise, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He was the chief transporter guy.
Okay.
And then he becomes the entire engineering head for Deep Space Nine.
Oh, wow. Moving up in the world.
Yep. It's good shit, too. But yeah, that's the whole point. Like, that's what Star Trek's about, which Discovery completely missed out on. He was just a side character that showed up 2 or 3 times a season. Now
early on, he became a pretty regular character by season 4, I think.
That is true, but then now he's, from being a fairly regular side character to one of the main characters. Like,
yeah. Well, I think what is happening with Star Trek, and again, I'm saying this as someone who's not a Trekkie, but I'm coming from someone who's a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
The same way that Disney, in the first, because we're coming up on a decade since the acquisition.
Yeah.
So aside from resetting the canon and then, making comics, the first TV stuff we did was the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Which, off the bat, people were critical of. And I was reserving my harshest judgments of it until we got all 3 movies.
Yeah.
We have all 3 movies now. It gets my harsh judgment.
Yeah.
But they went in without a plan. They went in just expecting to make flashy sci-fi, stuff and get asses in seats, which they did.
Yeah.
And they were also piggybacking on nostalgia by using a bunch of the older characters. Now, Discovery didn't do that in regards to the older characters. Picard definitely did that. The Christopher Pine Star Trek movies definitely did that.
Those were
Discovery
better, though.
is the first. Yeah, Discovery is the first kind of its own original thing, and it's also a parallel universe or something.
Yeah,
Star Trek really likes its parallel universes.
Well, that's what bothers me is there's an entire Shattered Mirror continuum. There's the Mirror universe, and then there's like 31, I think, canonical other universes, like or
Right.
timelines and shit.
Yeah.
Why did you have to make one up?
Mm-hmm. Whereas Disney, now that we're getting close to a decade, I think they finally realized, okay, saga movies, we should not be doing those. We have the Star Wars saga, episodes 1 through 6, that Lucas was involved with. Are they perfect? No. But they're fun. It's the Skywalker saga. Because people have their opinions about Rogue One and Solo. I really liked both. I really
liked
enjoyed
Rogue
both
One.
for what they were. I liked Solo. I know not everybody did.
I saw some of the changes they made to the original story, and I'm like, but why?
Well, have you heard about I think the original title for episode 9 was going to be Duel of Fates. But did you hear some of the details about the original script for episode 9?
No.
It was primarily going to take place on Coruscant. Like, Finn was going to lead this massive stormtrooper rebellion. Rey and Kylo would have actually had more than just like 10 minutes on screen together. Like, there actually would have been character progression and dialogue. Palpatine was not going to be involved at all. Like, it was going to be the Resistance's like big, 1 in a million shot. We're just going to go to Coruscant, take over the center of government from the First Order, yada yada. Like, would it have been great? Don't know, but it would have been something different, and they wouldn't have been just throwing away plot lines introduced in not Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But because of Last Jedi, they got cold feet.
Yeah. Well,
Anywho,
I don't really blame them for that.
Yeah. I don't think Last Jedi was a great movie, but I appreciate that it was willing to take risks.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like, Last Jedi was a very unique Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And I know a bunch of people are like, oh, the stupid hyperspace ramming thing broke out. Fuck, yeah. Regardless of how people feel about the sequel trilogy, Kylo Ren and Adam Driver's performance in that role, oh my god. Like, Kylo Ren was amazing.
Well,
when I realized that they were doing the Jason Solo, Darth Caedius thing with him, I was so excited.
I was confused more than anything because I'm like, it's not Jason Solo, nor is that Darth Caedius. What is... He wouldn't be Jason Solo. It's not what? That was what happened when I saw and found out that Han was his father. I was just, huh? What? Is this... What? Who?
Yes.
No.
Anywho, but circling back, because Disney has realized that with the movies it's done, it's really pissed off a lot of the fans. Even Rogue One and Solo.
Yeah.
But I think what they've come to realize, we don't want more Skywalker shit. We don't want to hear more about the A-Team. We've had hundreds of books. We have comics still filling in gaps there. We have the original saga. But we want stuff that takes place in the universe. And that's what I always say. Regardless of how the highs and the lows of the franchise, it's the Star Wars universe that I really love. Because it's so big and expansive, and there's so many cool stories that can take place there, whether it involves Force users or not. Like Mandalorian.
Well,
I'm going to have people demand my Star Wars card for this. I haven't even finished the first season. I was watching it as it was airing. I didn't care for episode 6. And because I had not watched Rebels, because 2014 was a time when it started becoming hard to find video mirrors of TV shows, especially stuff from Disney.
Yeah.
So I had only seen like bits of the first season of Rebels and then a few highlights of like season 3, I think, like the Kenobi and Maul fight.
Yeah.
So then I started watching Rebels and I got heavily invested.
Yep.
And then I didn't have Disney Plus anymore because there was like no original content.
Yeah.
But everyone went apeshit over Mandalorian because it was, for the most part, all original. Actually, no, the first season it was all original characters.
Yeah.
It was taking something that everyone who knew Star Wars really enjoyed, Mandalorian culture, and just
Which they
running with it.
changed. Mandalorians are a species, my ass.
Who the fuck said that? They were
That's in
like
the new
10,000
canon.
years ago.
Yeah,
In the
the new
old
canon. In the new canon, they're still a species.
Who the fuck is saying that? Who do I have to smack?
Disney.
All right.
Well, there
Cat,
are
take my bag.
non.
I'll be back in a few weeks. I got to march down to Disney.
There are Mandalorians that aren't of the species, but like most of them are the species Mandalorian. Like apparently all of the clones are Mandalorian genetically, and it's like,
Okay, so
well,
what you're telling me is it isn't a species so much as a culture.
no, they're like, because it's supposed to be a culture, but the
Because the
species,
Mandalorians I know, because I read all the Karen Travis Clone Commando novels. She did a
yeah,
wonderful job. That's how we have the language.
yep,
Like, it is a culture. Your
Mandade,
species, your background does not matter as long as you follow the tenets of Mandalore.
yeah,
Anywho,
yep,
getting off topic. Sassy, to answer your question, Mandalorian, what I've seen, I've loved. And I've, again, only seen up to season 1, episode 6, and then a few clips. And then Book of Boba Fett, I've seen up through episode 3 so far. And anybody complaining about it, just get off your fucking high horse, please, okay? I don't... Spoilers, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. I'm going to be talking about stuff that appears through episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Book of Boba Fett. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you've had your warning. Okay. Oh my god, I am so glad Tusken Raiders are getting some fucking time in the sun.
yep,
Because in the old canon, not a shit ton, but the Young Jedi Knight series, not the ones with Jason and Janna, but the one with
yeah,
Anakin Solo and his
yeah,
friend.
yep,
Like, his friend was raised as a Tusken.
yeah,
And we got a little bit of insight into Tusken culture through those books.
yep,
A Sherrod Het in the
yeah,
Clone Wars comics, the Dark
yep,
Horse Clone Wars comics.
yep.
He was a
He's a
Tusken. We got
Tusken.
some insight into
Yep,
Tusken culture through him.
the first
And then,
KOTOR
when he
game.
became Darth, and then he became Darth Krayt.
Yes.
Also, a Star Wars Legacy, no longer canonical, but it takes place so far in the future, it can still be canon if you want it to be in your head.
Yeah.
Fantastic comics. You should read them if you haven't. But yes, so episode 1 and 2, just the Tuskens just being represented as not these marauding raiders, but just like, no, these are folks who just kind of learned how to survive and live off the land in somewhere that is fucking inhospitable as fuck, and they are a rich, vibrant culture with a strong warrior tradition.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett doesn't consider them the enemy. He doesn't consider them horrible, evil beings that need to be killed on sight like so many, people that live on Tatooine. He tries to escape. Totally understandable.
Yeah.
And then after saving the kid that's responsible for keeping him and the Rodian on a short leash, they start kind of taking him into the tribe. And then
Yep.
he earns his spot in the tribe. And also, like, a friend of mine who's really critical of it, he said, like, oh, Book of Boba Fett takes itself far too seriously. Like, there's no lighthearted whimsicalness that Star Wars should have. It's like, dude, are you fucking kidding? Like, episode 2, like, there were so many cool, badass moments on it. Like, the entire train heist was fucking awesome. But, oh my god, there were so many moments that had my wife and I just laughing our asses off. Like, him teaching the Tuskens how to use swoop bikes.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a established it shouldn't be funny joke, but Star Wars hadn't done it since Ewoks, I think. Ewoks and
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
No,
And then the
Return
whole
of the
peyote
Jedi.
lizard trip. Like, Jules and I, like, the lizard will guide me. I will try and listen to it. Here, have some space drugs. What? Pfft. And then, yeah, let's just let Boba Fett wander around completely unsupervised in the desert, high off his ass on lizard.
Well,
And and then he comes wandering back with the fucking tree branch, and the lizard. And he's like, "I'm sorry. I think I ate the lizard. I thought that was part of the dream." It like so wonderful. Just and I was so heartbroken to see that. I mean, it makes sense considering the direction the show's going, but I was really saddened to see that the tribe had been, killed
yeah.
by that one swoop gang. And then a lot of the stuff I'm seeing online is bashing the show because in episode 3 we get introduced to that, local to Mos Eisley. No, not Mos Eisley, Mos Espa. That Mos Espa, cyborg gang of kids with their really loud and gaudy swoop bikes. And it's like, guys, these are fucking young punks. There's always a place in Star Wars for young punks. And
Yeah.
guess what? Young punks like to drive loud, obnoxious, gaudy cars sometimes. And you want to know what the car equivalent is in Star Wars? A fucking swoop bike.
Yeah. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I don't want to watch a series about Boba Fett unless there's a part with Dengar where he goes to Dengar's wedding as his best man because Dengar dragged him out of the fucking Sarlacc pit. Well, one of the 2 times he wound up in it.
Well, I don't think Dengar's going to show up because have you seen any of it, Kat?
I've seen a couple short clips and that was it.
Okay. Boba got himself out of the Sarlacc.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he did. But then Dengar was the one who, like...
Yeah, there's no Slave 2 or Slave 3. Like, he still has the Slave 1.
Man. I mean, the Slave 1's cool, but...
Hey. Your fire spray assault gunship is a very flexible, useful platform, okay? And it's made by Mando Mortars. So, fuck off.
Just saying. I like Slave 2.
Slave 1 for life. Slave 2 looks stupid.
It does.
It is the stupidest looking fucking ship in Star Wars. You want to know what ship looks cool as fuck? And I really want Disney to put it in? The fucking Virago.
The Virago. Which one's that?
It is just... it is the fucking Stingray of starfighters in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Look at P. Mar's most recent comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Disney Friendship 1 is a great ship. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Credit where credit's due.
Can I screen share on this or... Oh, I can. 1 second. Let me...
Yeah, and then I can put it up.
Okay. Pretty much, this thing is... Like, only a small handful were made in the old canon.
It's not popping up on my end.
Well, I'm selecting which photo to share.
Oh, all right. Continue on then.
All right. Screen share. Share screen. Share screen. Okay. Yeah, pretty much it's like a custom designed for the head of Black Sun starfighter. Only a
Nice.
small handful were made, and yeah, he pretty much got the exclusive contract. No one else was buying these.
Also,
Night
Sassy, I'll
Sassy.
message you on Discord later. Yeah, I am a troglodyte. Big word for you, Wildheart. Good job. And Philistine. Man, you not drinking, I don't know what you I knew you were smart, but now you can use big words. What the fuck, man? Yeah, I don't know. I want there's just so many cool characters. Like, why not do an IG-88 movie? Like, just an
For a
option
few reasons.
that's there. Well, yeah, fair enough.
I was going to say IG-88 would be a really awesome. Like, I was a little disappointed when what we saw in Mandalorian episode 1 wasn't one of the IG-88s.
Yeah.
But it would be... IG-88 is always fun to see as a side character, but it wouldn't be a very engaging primary character in a character-driven story.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you read the books about IG-88?
A genocidal, wants to kill all life, homicidal droid that there are 4 of them. One ends up in the Death Star at some point. One ends up in the Super Star Destroyer Excelsior.
Correct.
In the old canon. And the Excelsior had a effectively Death Star laser, 2/3 as powerful as the normal Death Star. It's just, instead of blowing it up and Alderaning a planet, it effectively made it completely uninhabitable.
Well,
like what you see in Rogue One on the test
Yeah.
firing on Jeddah. That's what it does.
Yeah, well, IG-88 also took control. Well, no, not even took control. Brought sentience to a planet of droids and tried to start a droid uprising.
Destroy all humans. Destroy all humans.
Yeah. Which, I mean, okay, maybe not a movie. Maybe like a 45-minute animated short. You know,
I'd accept that.
40 minutes. You know, like, I think that would be cool. Or anything in the Old Republic. Darth Bane, Revan, Mika Sutra, the Rakata.
Coon?
Yeah, Exar Kun.
Rakata, I don't think Disney will ever do anything with the Rakata, because the Rakata are just so far back that it's... it would be like Disney trying to do something with the Yuuzhan Vong. It's a cool idea in theory. I think it had poor execution.
Yeah. Or, stuff that they could have done if they didn't fuck up the canon going forwards. Kyle Katarn, Mara Jade.
Yes, Mara Jade. I do agree we need Mara Jade.
Yeah. Like anything like that would be like super cool,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man, there's some really good side characters out there, or dude, make movies based off, or like, this would be great for like a drawn animated series, I think. The Clone Commando books, or the Republic Commando books.
Or the Karen
That would be
Traviss
awesome.
novels.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Speaking of Star Wars, and then circling back to the main topic of our episode today, credit where it's due with Boba Fett. So Twi'leks, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Traditionally, if you see them in live action, it's predominantly women, and usually women in kind of sexually suggestive either outfits or roles, right?
Yeah.
Like even Aayla Secura, the female Twi'lek Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
Wearing pretty much a sports bra and yoga pants.
Yep.
Book of Boba Fett, episode 1. They enter, whether it's a bar, whether it's a I'm trying to think of a word other than whorehouse, but they
Brothel?
effectively enter a what? But yes, yeah.
Brothel?
Thank you. My brain was having a dumb. But yes, they effectively enter a tavern in bar brothel place, and the madam approaches them and asks if they wish to receive some special attention and service. And not only does a rather attractive female Twi'lek approach, you got a fucking jacked, sexy Twi'lek man. It's like, holy shit, good on you, Book of Boba Fett. That's great, because we don't really see male Twi'leks, and when they do, they look ugly as fuck. Bib Fortuna was not a snack. He was that god awful casserole your aunt brings to Thanksgiving and nobody touches.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, he was not fun. But do you think maybe the guys at Disney heard Voltaire's song Cantina and decided we should make the next Cantina a bit gayer?
Yes. Also, I appreciate that. God, I can't remember the name of the band in Jabba's Palace in Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Wow. I called it by the original title, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that at least one of them made it out. You see the blue guy that rocks the keys and has the giant ears.
Yeah.
In that brothel.
Yep.
It's like, hell yeah.
Yep.
Don't know about the other two, but I'm happy you made it out.
Yeah.
House of Horizontal Pleasure.
Horizontal
what about the dirtiest song that ain't? Huh? Everyone's forgetting that classic.
So nobody bothered to say hello. I mean, I know Kat let me in, but I mean, come on, it's me, Midnight.
Hello, Midnight.
Hello, Midnight.
I had some things to talk about. Not Star Trek, Steven Universe. Like,
yeah.
I really liked the early seasons. I do feel like, I guess season 5 and Future was definitely bad. I did like the movie though. I love Spinell. Just Spinell is one of my favorite characters. But I do agree that I think they literally made everybody queer by the end of the goddamn show.
Yeah.
So you feel, just so I'm on the same page, because again, I have not seen any of it. Now that I have HBO, I think I have added it to my watch list. But it went from being, hey, awesome representation, to representing to the point of pandering,
basically. But also, another reason why I liked why I like Steven Universe is that it tried to tell the story of stories like, hey, what happens when a son has to deal with the sins of his mother. Like that's what I really liked, right? The whole war between the crystal gems and in Homeworld. The fusion, the fusion and the queerness was like, yay, cool, but that's not really why I watched the show personally. You know what I mean?
So the gender identity, gender fluidity, I'm not sure how it works with Steven Universe, because I know they kind of do Dragon Ball Z fusion stuff with a lot of the characters. But their queerness is not their defining factor. It is just an aspect of their character.
Yeah,
they have fleshed out personalities across the board.
Basically, yeah. If I remember correctly, Amethyst is just, she's the carefree, she's the clown, she does whatever she wants. She's usually the comic relief. Garnet, which I don't know if you want spoilers about her.
I would like to avoid spoilers if at all possible. Like, if you want to discuss spoilers, I can duck out for give me a time limit.
No. I just look. I'll just say there's more to Garnet than meets the eye, but you're usually the calm and collected one. You know what I mean? And Pearl is more the neurotic. Like, what do we do? You know what I mean? Like he tries to be, and Steven is well. I mean, at first, he starts the series as a child, but then he grows up as the series goes on. Of course. But yeah, the war between Homeworld is definitely takes multiple seasons to be fleshed out. And yeah, you know what? Just get the fuck off the internet and go watch it, so I can talk about it with you more. Like Jesus.
Well, if I want to watch it, I have to get off the internet in the first place because shit internet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, you could spoil probably a film from like 30 years ago for me. So.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but in Jaws, the shark dies, man. He doesn't get all the humans. It's a fucking tragedy.
Poor shark.
He was just minding his own business in the water.
Hey,
that kid looked like a seal.
Spoilers. At the end of the Gospels, Jesus dies.
What, dude? I was only
I know. I'm sorry.
The first. I was halfway through Matthew.
Oh shit!
Are you telling me they in each of the 3 sequels? It's the same rehash plot.
Basically.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's bullshit.
Do they at least change some details?
Yes,
like different points of view, or
they copy a lot from Mark. At least Matthew and Luke.
Is the canon at least consistent? There aren't any contradicting details, are there?
Well, no. Yeah, I mean,
you hesitated there, Kat.
Well, is finding angels in a tomb the same as finding an empty?
No.
Well, if one of you is hallucinating on some type of substance, then...
True.
Wait, who's in here?
True.
Ape.
God.
Well, I mean, yes, I am here. I'm God.
No, Kevin is officially the voice of God.
Nope, I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I doxing you like that time Brenda doxed John Maddox?
Wait, how did Brenda dox John Maddox?
She didn't. I'll have to show you that clip at some point. Smokey was yelling at Brenda for saying John Maddox's name like it was being creepy, and it's like everyone knew he was John Maddox before he was logical, plausible, probable.
Oh, I see. So go ahead.
I have to ask you guys, what were we being a little too clever with our show title this time around? Like, do either of you or does anybody know who Bibleman is?
No, I've never heard of Bibleman.
Wait, hold on. Is Bibleman Kevin Sorbo?
No. I just thought it was funny because Bibleman's a Christian thing.
What is that goddamn thing?
So, Kat, please tell me this wasn't a fever dream. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen Bibleman.
Yes. Okay, so picture this.
Just
if you
where should I
go
be
back
looking?
to the mid-90s with me. At the height of the craptastic Batman movies. Now, these are popular. We need to get kids interested in the Bible. What if, hear me out, we changed the costume from dark blue and black to purple and yellow? What if he actually put on a literal helmet of truth, a sort of faith and righteousness, no, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of justice, and whatever. Yeah, okay, Spooky remembers. Okay, thank God. Okay, this wasn't a hallucination. Yes, there were several direct-to-video movies of this. My parents had the entire series. My siblings and I grew up watching these.
Why?
Because it's the Bible, man. But yeah, he went around helping people. He had a lightsaber. It was yellow, so Lucasfilm couldn't sue him. But I don't think
Yes.
yellow lightsabers existed until after Bibleman, because in the later movies he didn't have not a lightsaber
No.
anymore.
No,
Wait,
yellow
wait.
lightsabers existed in the comics. Because Luke got a yellow lightsaber.
I thought Kyle
In the-
Katarn did.
This was before Kyle Katarn. This was the comics.
Fair
It was
enough.
written after
yeah,
the movies,
so-
but it was
But
after.
hold on. Flaming swords, or like light swords, existed way before lightsabers.
No,
so
it was a
fuck
fucking
you.
lightsaber. It's a
I-
fucking lightsaber.
It was
Are you
obviously a
sure?
lightsaber.
Anywho, and then the whole Superman 2022 thing. Clark Kent is no longer Superman at the moment. His son John Kent is, and John Kent is bisexual.
And then I just had to add in the Kevin Sorbo director cut because that made me personally giggle.
That was epic.
Disappointment.
Oh, good lord. Oh my god. Cat,
Disappointed. Yeah.
they kept making these through 2010,
Yep.
and they relaunched it in 2016.
Yep.
Why?
Can you find these on like YouTube and stuff?
Probably. I don't know, Steve. Can you find these on YouTube?
And Jesus?
The Bible Man? Steve, did you die?
Oh no, I'm here. I'm on Wikipedia. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm going to read verbatim because I remember this now reading it. Like this is how each one started. Miles Peterson. Miles is a man who had success, fame, and wealth, but was frustrated and miserable man. After giving up and throwing himself to the ground in anguish, he discovers a Bible covered in mud. Upon finding it, he experiences a burning desire to know God and becomes a Christian. He then decides to fight evil in the name of the Lord as Bibleman. Miles soon retired. Oh, wait, nope. Okay, that's literally just the Wikipedia entry. Yeah, whatever. But yes, pretty much it's not Bruce Wayne becoming not Batman for Jesus.
I see. Dot
That
dot
is
dot
epic.
dot
Oh,
dot
and
dot
he
dot.
randomly has children helping him.
I don't remember this.
This sounds like
Well-
Batman with
Random
extra steps.
I'm sorry, older teenagers, and then children come to his house just because he's a Jesus-y guy.
That's creepy as fuck.
Well, now you say that, yes, but that's actually a pretty common motif in children's, like Christian children podcast stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, just go to
Right.
your Christian neighbor's house who's 65 years old and creepy and just has like 45 bottles of Viagra laying around suspiciously. And no wife.
So Peter Pan.
Oh God. Oh God. Why?
What?
Yep.
They have whole episodes. They have whole
Probably.
fucking episodes.
Yeah, unless you're afraid of Bible Man spoilers.
Wait, I guess Steven Universe spoilers? What spoilers are you talking about?
Mandalorian. SPM left for Mandalorian spoilers. Or Book of Boba Fett, I
Episode 1,
think.
terminating the toxic tonic of disrespect. Bible Man adventure, breaking the bonds of disobedience. The Bible Man show, silencing the gossip queen. The fiendish works of Dr. Fear. The 6 lies of the fiddler. This is the kind of shit that.
Cat,
Oh.
what is going on? What is going on with your connection? Or your
I don't
phone?
know. Nothing.
Am I the only one who hears that? Because I feel like I'm going insane.
No, I hear it sometimes. I just haven't said anything.
I can hear it too. So
Yeah, but you're not autistic, as far as I know.
Okay, here.
I can hear it when I'm muted, so
All right, I'm going to screen share again. And tell me this isn't a goddamn lightsaber.
All right, screen share.
It's a goddamn lightsaber.
To be a contrarian, I'll say no. It's not a lightsaber.
If your point of argument is to be contrarian, that's not much of a point.
No, I know. I just said I wanted to be contrarian.
I'm not.
All right.
Here. Listen to the breathing, because it's not going to happen when I'm muted. Okay. Now it's just stopped
Did you
entirely.
just squeak?
No. Okay.
You
I'm
unmuted. I
convinced
heard a
that's-
squeak.
That might have been my throat. I don't know. But Midnight's the one breathing heavily, not me.
Well, I'm overweight. Sue me.
See?
Yeah.
Not me.
Well,
I think
that
there
was
a,
Steve.
like a little bit of a crackle here and there. It might just be like a little something in your microphone settings.
Yeah.
well,
Crackle,
doesn't
pop.
bother me.
Crackles.
My
Crackle, and pop.
it's my phone's on like 15% battery, so it gets shittier.
Why not just
But-
hook it up to the charger?
Because they unhooked it to get water, and StreamYard takes a lot of fucking phone chargery.
Yes.
Chargery. And I was gonna end this in a few minutes anyways, so
Do it.
Oh god, we're at 2 hours.
yep. So, final statements? Anyone?
Buy more butter.
Oh, I wanted to let Kevin and Midnight make statements first.
Okay, I'll say actually my actual statement. Well, thank you for letting me finally letting me on. I was doing my own thing before I came on, and now you're ending it. Great, good to know.
Yeah, sorry.
Glad to know where we stand, Kat.
Well, I opened it up like an hour ago.
Yeah, but a while ago.
Yeah, well, I was. Fuck, I'm tired.
All right. Kevin, you got anything for us?
I mostly just tell people who haven't seen it to go check out our Bible study today. You were there with me, Kat. So yeah, thanks for coming by. I do Trusty 8 podcast, all kinds of random stuff going on there.
Bible study.
Yeah, there's Bible studies and deconversion stories and paranormal stories and what have you, for sure. And
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I would like being there because I'd be questioning everybody and everybody would hate me.
Hey, maybe we need more of that. I don't know. For sure. And yeah, no, cool stream. Nice talking to you, Steve. And finally
nice
getting
talking to you too, Kevin.
Hi,
Oh,
my
yeah,
name
you wanna
is.
go first?
Hi, my name is Kevin. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what my name is.
So, I guess I'll go. I'm sorry you wound up here. Send me money.
Yes.
That's my shill. Give money, please. My cash app's in the description.
No. No, Kat, you need to give me money.
I don't know. That's about it. Steve, take us out, eh?
Well, I'll conclude with one of the initial questions we had with starting this, I guess. In conclusion, yes, I think having a better LGBTQ plus representation available for you and I in our childhoods would have been good for us and help us figure out who we were sooner.
Agreed.
And Dante from Devil May Cry was my bi-awakening.
Oh.
Sexy.
All right.
Hey, smoking sexy style, and thank you.
On that note, we'll see you.
See you,
I
everyone.
don't know. 2 weeks.
You don't have to leave the
Adios.
stream, but you aren't staying here. Bye.
Yeah.